Hello YouTube and welcome back to Pilates Body Studios channel. My name's Janine and it's day 2 of our posture reset challenge and it's going to be on a chair. So you're going to need a sturdy chair for you to be able to sit up and look at these posture exercises. So as always, listen to your body. If it doesn't feel right, then stop. And I hope you're well and I hope you're ready. So let's find our upright posture. Okay, so I can see by sitting there that I'm slightly forwards on my sitting bone. So if I was kind of desk working, that's where I kind of end up being. I'm kind of like working and leaning into the desk over time, or maybe I slouch back a bit and sit like this. So let's just find our neutral position. So we tip the pelvis back, tip the pelvis forwards, and just move through the hips there. So just rocking back and forth, and then find the middle and then lean to one hip, lean to the other hip. So just feeling the sitting bones and then arrive in the middle. So we've got this rooted position through the sitting bones, ribs stacked over the hips, head on top of the spine. And let's just notice the breath here. So we'll rest the arms down. We're going to breathe in, lift the shoulders up. And then breathe out, release the shoulders and lengthen the crown of the head to the ceiling. So inhale to shrug the shoulders up to the ears and exhale to release there. Noticing how the neck and the shoulders feel. So often our seated posture will affect our neck if we are sitting at a desk for any length of time. So inhale to shrug up and exhale to release. And just let the shoulders settle there. And then like we did yesterday in standing, we're going to do a seated cat. So I tip the pubic bone towards the belly button and I round the back, looking down towards the hips. But I do keep my shoulders over my hips, so I haven't rolled backwards, okay? So keep space behind you. You're not up against the chair there. So round back. Now roll the pelvis back to neutral and the spine to neutral, but now tip the pelvis forwards and extend your back. Careful not to overextend the neck. And then come back to neutral there. So neutral is in between the two extremes. So roll the pelvis, pubic bone to belly button, round through the back, keep long and lengthened, and then extend the other way. So rolling back and lifting up. So I'm exhaling as I actively round the back. Inhale as I lift the chest up. So you could keep the hands resting on the thighs, or you might like to place the hands behind the head. So you exhale, round, roll the pelvis back, but lift the head into the hands so your chin doesn't touch your chest. And then as you come through to neutral, lifting the chest bone up to the ceiling and then coming back to neutral. So exhale, round, long, lengthened spine. Try not to pull down on the head too much, and then lifting up, opening out through the chest. And then come and find the middle there and just release the arms. So we're going to take a side reach here. We're going to lift one arm up and tip the head over to the side. So like yesterday as well, we try not to tip forwards. Try and keep as straight as you can as you side bend, and then come back to the middle. So we lift the arm up, breath in, exhaling, tip the head to the side. But now you want to keep the weight even on the pelvis as best you can. Now, you might feel that one side becomes heavier, the side you're stretching towards, and that's fine, but keep the opposite hip down so that you're grounding down through the sitting bones. So lift the arm, tip the head, exhale as you side reach. Breathe into that open side and exhaling to come back to center. Keep that lift through the upper ribs, lengthen both sides of the body. In breath to lift, exhale to side stretch. Inhale to come back to center, exhale to release. So I Didn't pause there for an extra breath. So you can pause in the stretch, breathe into the open side and breathing out. Or you can simply side reach and then come back without a pause. So do what feels right for you as always. Now let's take a twist. I'm going to place one hand on the opposite knee, the other hand behind me on the chair, but I need to grow taller. So I send the head to the ceiling and I root down through the pelvis evenly, and then I twist a little. Pause here, take a breath in, and then breathe out. Could you twist a little bit more? Breath in there. Breathe out, maybe you could rotate more. And then slowly back through to center, swapping sides. So hand to opposite knee, the other hand behind you on the chair. Focus on that length. So you imagine you're creating space between each bone of your back and you twist. The weight even through the sitting bones. Breath in, exhale, twist a bit more. And then come back to center. So careful that the shoulders don't elevate. They obviously sometimes, because we carry tension there, they do like to get a bit involved. So that breath in, breath out, relax the shoulders and neck, twist. Breath in, breath out. Every time telling your neck and shoulders to relax as you encourage more rotation if it's there. If it's not available, let's just say you get there and you think that's your limit, you can't go anymore. That's fine. You pause, breathe in, breathe out. Could you twist a bit and stay in that twist? Yeah, don't force the rotation. So other side, one more, hand to knee, rotate to where you can. Then each exhalation, could you encourage the rib cage to rotate round more? So you're looking over your shoulder behind you and then slowly coming back to center. So I'm going to take you through similar what we did yesterday, standing roll down into a back bend, but in the seated posture. So we go from the top, head goes down, chest goes down, you roll down through the spine. So I'm flexing through the vertebra of the back, flexing at the hips. I place my hands on the shins. I'm now going to start to extend. So I lift the head. I think shoulders glide back and down. Chest bone goes forwards and up. So my back extensors, back muscles are going to work to bring me up into that back bend and then come back to neutral. So we start from neutral, head goes down, chest goes down, rolling down. And then lifting the head, lifting the chest, exhaling as you come up, bending backwards, and then coming back to neutral there. Let's do two more. So again, keep space between chin and chest, keep the back of the neck long, even though you're flexing. And then lifting the head, lifting the chest. The shoulders glide back and down. The chest goes forwards and up. And then last one, rolling down, lifting up. And then once you've returned there, return back to your upright posture. So just take a little moment to notice how you feel now. Maybe you feel a little bit more lengthened. Maybe it feels a bit easier to sit up straight. And that's the ultimate aim really, is that we can strengthen our posture so that we can sit for longer and can maintain a good posture without the kind of, and what happens when we do slouch like this is our muscles have got fatigued. So when I say sit for longer, it doesn't mean I wouldn't expect you to have a break. So yes, we want to be able to sit, I suppose, with better posture for longer, but still get up and walk around. I know that's harder, especially if you're busy and you've got lots of deadlines, but maybe set an alarm on your phone or your watch to remind you to get up, walk around, if possible, okay? So now let's take our neck stretch. As I said in the beginning, the neck is really affected by a seated posture. So we're going to find the collarbones, place one hand below it, below the collarbones, and then place the other hand on top. So just gently pull down on the neck. skin area of the collarbone there. And now lifting your chin up to the ceiling. And then slowly back. So go to your measure. Go to where you feel comfortable going. If it feels too tight, then just make it smaller. Now, if you keep your teeth together, you're going to feel more stretch. If the jaw is open, it's less stretch for these muscles that attach into the jaw and to the collarbone. So lifting the chin. Gently pull down on the skin under the collarbones. And then slowly return. And then we're going to do 2 more like this. Gently pulling down, lifting the chin, and releasing down. We'll take 1 more. And then back. Now we swap the hands over just to alternate there. And then we're going to tip the head to one side. And then from that, still pull down on the skin gently, but now lift the chin. So it takes the stretch further around onto one side. And drop the chin down, come back to center. Other side, so gently tip, then lift. And then lower. And back to center. 1 more to each side. Just be careful not to tip your whole body. So shoulders stay level. Lift the chin. Sorry, I missed that. Tip the head to the side. I went back and exercise. Tip the head to the side. Now lift the chin. And then back down. And center. Other side. So tip to the side first. Gently pull down on the collarbone skin and lift the chin. And then gently bring the chin down back to center there, and just let the arms rest down. Hopefully you feel a bit of space in the neck, because often we get this kind of like rounded upper spine, then we're looking down at a keyboard or a phone, and then we look up, and then we get a real blockage through the upper back there. So really this sequence is designed to create space through the neck as well as the whole spine. So now we're going to take a bit more of an energetic exercise for the hip. So we hinge forwards, we're going from sit to stand. So I start nice and tall, I'm going to hinge at the hips and then standing tall. And then I hinge back at the hips, sit the hips back into the chair and come down. So I'm going to place hands on shoulders. So I hinge forward, send the hips back towards the chair and then bring the hips forwards. So hips go back, weight shifts in the feet, so the weight shifts forward slightly onto the front of the foot, and then I send the hips back and come up. Hips, and then hinge back to the upright posture. Okay, so you can do, it's quite nice to just get out of the chair. Like I say, if you've been seated for a long length of time, and you could even do this, you're on a phone call, you could just be in and out of your chair just to get some extension out of your hips, because they're flexed for so long. So hinging forwards, hinging up. A bit like a deeper squat. So I'm deepening into the hips, but I have to send my sit bones back towards the chair. Head lengthens away in opposition from the sitting bones. And then I extend at the top. I try not to push here. I don't want to come out of my neutral posture at the top. So return to that really upright, standing tall posture that we talked about yesterday. Hinge up. I'll take a couple more. This feels quite nice and energizing in the hips. Now, if you struggle to get out of a chair, you could start by using your hands, but I would really encourage that you practice without using the hands. Okay, it's much more strengthening. So we're back to our seated posture, and we're going to take a hip stretch here. So we take one ankle, place it on top of the other thigh, and then grow tall here. So we're going to rotate towards the foot, and then keeping the back straight now, hinge forwards and then unhinge and come back. So I could roll down towards the foot, but I feel the stretch less in the hip, in the seated hip stretch. So I rotate, lean forwards. Now I don't go far. I don't have to go far to feel that in my hips. and then unhinge and back to center. So twist, lean, chest up and forwards, long neck. So I think the key here really is to be satisfied with a small movement, because the further you go, the less you'll get from the stretch. Rotate and lean. And then back. We'll swap sides. So we go ankle on top, lengthen, grow taller in the spine, rotate towards the feet or towards the foot and lean forwards. And coming back up and untwist. So rotate, lean forwards, coming back up and center. Keeping that spine as upright as you can. Long, lengthened, root down through the pelvis. Send the head away from the hips. And coming back up. Last one. Twist, lean, and then back up, and then untwist. Let's just rest the feet down. Again, just check in with that seated posture. See where you are. If you feel more grounded, maybe a bit more relaxed around the neck and the shoulders. Just taking a moment to appreciate the body. And I hope you enjoyed that day 2 of our posture reset challenge. If you like to subscribe, hit subscribe or click like, and also leave a comment. Let us know how you found the video, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow on day 3. Take care. Bye-bye.